perspective is a funny thing, isn't it?
I mean, £40,000 does seem like, well, you know, a lot of money for an Aston Martin DB5 that is 66% the size of the real thing. But there are lots of people out there who have got money to spare, and if you're one of the lucky few, well, I can totally see why you would spend the money on something as spectacular as this, the Little Car Company's Aston Martin DB5.
The Little Car Company is a British firm based at Bicester Heritage in Oxfordshire, and it makes incredibly high-quality, battery-powered replica cars for the rich and famous, including the Aston Martin DB5 we have here. It comes with a 1.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery, a 7-brake horsepower electric motor, and it'll do up to 30 miles per hour in its basic junior form.
Then there is the Vantage, which gets 2 of those batteries and a little bit more power, but does cost an extra £10,000. The really popular version of the DB5 is the No Time to Die edition, which the Little Car Company has just launched. And that, of course, well, that comes with all of your James Bond stuff. So you get your rotating number plate, you get your guns coming up out of the lights, you even get an actual smoke screen function. So I can totally see why it's that popular, but it does cost £90,000. So there is that. This, what we have here, this is actually the Junior. So this is what you get if you're looking at your £40,000. If you look at the build quality on this thing and think about actually how it's made, you can totally see why it costs this much. I mean, think about the wheels for a start. These are real wire-spoked wheels. The same company that will make you a wheel if you've got a classic Aston Martin DB5 and need new wheels, they're making these too. The steering wheel, this wood-rimmed wheel, this is a proper wood-rimmed wheel by the same company that will make you your classic wood wheel if you have a classic Aston Martin. The dials here, these are proper Smith dials. They're actually 75% size. It's all proper stuff. They look exactly like the dials in a DB5, but they've all been made bespoke to give you all the information that you might need for your electric power output. The badge, this is actually a 100% size, genuine original Aston Martin badge. The Little Car Company, of course, has got the official backing of Aston Martin. So a lot of this stuff is done through the official company. You will even be able to see these in Aston Martin dealers. And naturally, a lot of the time, it's the people who already have an Aston Martin who are after getting one of these for their kids, or just for a bit of fun around the estate, of course. Maybe it's a long drive from the East Wing to the West Wing and you want one of these to do it. I can totally see why you would. My point is that the actual build quality on these things, from these sort of composite and carbon fibre panels through to the steering wheel, the detailing inside, the leather, it's a really beautifully built thing, and that is where the price comes from with these things. With that done, I wouldn't be one to pass up the opportunity for some ritual humiliation on YouTube. So of course, I'm going to get in the DB5 and let's go for a drive and see what it's like to drive, how much fun it is, and how much of an idiot I can look in a tiny Aston Martin DB5. So, I said ritual humiliation, but you know what? I don't care, because this is really good fun. 1.8 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery. They source those batteries new. It's also a cassette style battery, so you can actually take them out, you can charge them separately, or you can just plug the car in via that socket, which is just over my shoulder there. This car, they reckon, weighs probably about 260 kilos. It will do 30 miles an hour. I'm doing about 20-ish at the moment. And I'm not sure that you really need it to go much faster than that. If you go for the No Time to Die edition, then you get quite a lot more power, and it will actually do 45 miles an hour. You get around about 3 hours of running time if you're sort of just pootling about on the estate, up and down the driveway, around the garden and all that sort of stuff. Oh my goodness. I mean, do you know what? Let's get over the fact that it's extremely expensive for effectively a toy. The finish of everything is so good, and yet everything is so perfectly in proportion, from the tiny kind of mirrors on the wings, the sort of view down the bonnet, the sort of height of this windscreen. It's just a delight. So this seat behind me, this is an extra bolstered on this side, and you can pick it up and turn it over, so if it's a kid that's driving, then they get a bit more support so they can get closer to the wheel and the pedals. They've kind of thought of everything, really. The paint finish on this thing is better than the paint finish I've seen on the vast majority of brand new modern cars. I just love it. I just think it's such a clever idea, and I can absolutely see why you would if you've got the money. This is the thing, you know, I've got a daughter, she's 6. I'd buy her one of these if I had the money, because you just know it would be such an epic thing. It would be so much fun. And I bet you anything, I'd buy it for her, and then it would probably be my husband that would spend far more time in it. I would crack some kind of James Bond pun. I was in fact ordered to make lots of James Bond puns by the guys at CarGurus, and I'm afraid I've failed miserably.
There has been real effort put into the way the Little Car Company DB5 drives too. The coil springs are by Öhlins, the brakes are by Brembo, and the DB5 is tested to road car standards when it comes to braking and grip levels. The Little Car Company has even set out to try and deliver handling traits based on the modern Aston V8 Vantage. If we're honest, fun as it is, we're not sure that they've quite managed to get to that sort of standard.
Now they're only making just over 1,000 of these, because that's how many Aston Martin made originally. Of course, lots of people are going for the sort of James Bond silver with the black interior. The James Bond thing, also why the No Time to Die version is so popular with all the kind of James Bond toys. I really wish we had one of those, because it would have been something of a bucket list if I could have actually activated a smoke screen on a car on YouTube. But there you go. So there you have it. It's not the normal sort of electric car that I might be found driving on the CarGurus UK YouTube channel, but certainly one of the more memorable and one of the more fun. It's just hilarious. I absolutely loved it. I've absolutely loved driving this thing. The Aston Martin DB5 by the Little Car Company. Something a bit different.
The Little Car Company's Aston Martin DB5 is a triumph of eccentricity. Of course it's unnecessary, but when unnecessary is this much fun and is done this well, we'll take unnecessary every day.
If you would rather spend your £40,000 to £90,000 on something that you can drive on the road, well, you could always check out cargurus.co.uk for a whole host of fantastic used cars. And while we've got you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel, and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any of our videos.